Gentlemen, I need you to listen to me very carefully because what I am about to tell you might be the most crucial information you hear today. Declining blood flow and poor performance down there after 60 is not simply part of growing older. It is not something you must accept as inevitable. The truth is, most of the men I work with, intelligent men, accomplished men, are unknowingly making their situation dramatically worse every single morning. And it all begins with the very first thing they consume or fail to consume. I am Dr. Evelyn Hart. For more than 2 decades, I have been a board-certified specialist focusing on men's health and age-related circulation challenges. I have personally helped thousands of men over 60 restore their vitality, their energy, and yes, their confidence naturally without expensive prescriptions or dangerous procedures. Breakfast is not merely a meal. It represents an opportunity. It is the precise moment when your body is most prepared to repair blood vessels, recharge circulation, and activate your natural systems back into peak performance. But what are most men doing instead? They are grabbing a piece of toast, drinking coffee, skipping breakfast entirely, or worse, choosing something that actively blocks blood flow to the areas that matter most. That ends today. I'm going to walk you through the exact 4 foods that I personally recommend to my patients. They are simple, affordable, and likely sitting in your kitchen right now. These are not exotic superfoods with complicated names you cannot pronounce. These are real foods that, when used correctly, activate blood flow and provide your body with the essential materials it needs to perform like it used to. Stronger circulation, firmer response, warmer extremities, and energy that does not crash by midday. Before we explore these foods, let me explain exactly why this approach works. After age 60, your body produces significantly less nitric oxide. That is the molecule responsible for helping your blood vessels open up and allow flow where it is needed most. Reduced nitric oxide means stiffer arteries, colder hands and feet, lower stamina, and decreased function during intimate moments. That is not your fault. That is biology. So let us dive into food number 1. Food number 1, black beans. The first essential food that will transform your morning circulation is black beans. Yes, simple, humble, unglamorous black beans. Just 2 tablespoons of these nutritional powerhouses in the morning can create a massive impact on your blood flow. And here is exactly why. Black beans are packed with an amino acid called L-arginine. Your body uses L-arginine as the primary building block to create nitric oxide. More L-arginine means more nitric oxide production. More nitric oxide means wider arteries, better blood movement, and significantly stronger function across your entire system. But that is just the beginning. Black beans also contain substantial amounts of magnesium, which helps your muscles, including the critical smooth muscle tissue around your pelvic region, relax and function properly. When blood vessels are tight and tense, they cannot carry blood efficiently to where you need it most. Magnesium acts like a natural muscle relaxant, helping loosen up those pathways and allowing blood to flow freely. On top of that, black beans are rich in powerful compounds called anthocyanins. These are plant-based molecules that act like repair crews for your arteries. They reduce inflammation and protect the walls of your blood vessels from ongoing damage. This is absolutely critical because as we age, inflammation builds up steadily in our blood vessels and starts to block normal circulation patterns. These anthocyanins help clean up that accumulates, damage, and make clear pathways for oxygen-rich blood to reach exactly where it needs to go. Let me tell you about one of my patients named George. He is 67 years old, a retired construction foreman, and he came to me completely frustrated. He said to me, "Dr. Hart, I feel like my body is betraying me. My legs cramp up at night, my hands stay cold, even in summer, and mornings just do not feel like they used to. When we looked at his comprehensive blood work, his nitric oxide levels were dangerously low, and his circulation markers were showing clear signs of vascular stress. So I asked him one simple but telling question. "George, what exactly do you eat in the morning?" He shrugged his shoulders and said, "Usually just coffee and maybe some toast if I remember." I immediately got him off that destructive pattern and had him start with exactly 1/4 cup of black beans added to his breakfast routine 3 times per week. He mixed them into scrambled eggs sometimes. Other times he tossed them into oatmeal. Nothing fancy, nothing complicated. Within just 1 month, the change was absolutely obvious to everyone around him. His hands and feet felt warmer throughout the day. His leg cramping at night virtually disappeared. And he told me something I hear from patients all the time. He said, "Dr. Hart, mornings feel normal again. I wake up feeling like I can actually handle the day." You do not need massive amounts to get real results, but you absolutely must have consistency. I always tell my patients to start with a small, manageable amount, about 1/4 cup, properly rinsed and cooked. Soaking black beans overnight helps reduce the natural compounds that can cause digestive gas and discomfort. If you are using canned beans for convenience, make absolutely sure you rinse them thoroughly under cold running water to cut down on excess sodium content. Now, if you have a history of gout or are sensitive to purines, just keep your portion moderate and controlled. 1 to 2 tablespoons can still provide significant benefits without triggering any complications or flare-ups. And if you happen to be on blood-thinning medications, just be mindful and aware. While black beans are naturally low in vitamin K, it is still smart to track and monitor what you are putting into your body. If you are thinking that beans for breakfast sounds strange or unusual, I completely understand that reaction. But I want you to shift your thinking and start viewing black beans not as a traditional breakfast food, but as a powerful circulation tool. You are no longer eating simply for comfort or habit anymore. You are eating with a clear mission and purpose. That mission is to feel strong, vibrant, energetic, and completely in control of your body again. Food number 2, steel-cut oats with chia seeds and almonds. Now let us move to the second circulation enhancer, and this one surprises many men because they have eaten it before, but never realized just how incredibly powerful it can be when prepared correctly. I am talking about steel-cut oats topped with toasted almonds and pre-soaked chia seeds. Now, I am definitely not talking about those instant oatmeal packets loaded with sugar, artificial flavoring, and chemical preservatives. I am talking about real, slow-cooked, steel-cut oats that take time and intention to prepare properly. Why steel-cut oats specifically? Because they are loaded with a special kind of soluble fiber called beta-glucan. This fiber does not just help lower cholesterol numbers on your lab work. It actively helps scrub your arteries clean from the inside so that blood can flow much more freely, especially to your lower body, where performance really matters. Think about this analogy. Imagine your blood vessels like a garden hose. If there is buildup and debris inside that hose, like cholesterol plaques and inflammation, artery deposits, much less water can get through to water your garden. The exact same principle applies to your arteries and blood vessels. Most men over 60 have developed some level of plaque buildup that is steadily narrowing those crucial pathways. Steel-cut oats act like a gentle but effective pressure wash for your entire arterial system. Over time, with consistent use, they help clear out accumulated sludge and debris, which means significantly more oxygen-rich blood can reach the tissues that need it most, including your pelvic floor where intimate performance actually starts. But we are definitely not stopping at just plain oats. The specific toppings I recommend are what transform this into a true circulation powerhouse that can change your life. Toasted almond flakes bring in magnesium and healthy fats that your blood vessels absolutely crave for optimal function. Magnesium helps regulate blood pressure naturally, supports proper muscle tone throughout your body, and keeps your entire cardiovascular system stable and functioning smoothly. It also plays a key role in natural testosterone production, which directly supports energy levels and function during intimate moments. Then we add chia seeds, but definitely not dry chia seeds. You must soak them overnight in water or unsweetened almond milk so they form that characteristic gel texture. Why is this gel formation so important? Because that gel naturally slows digestion, helps regulate blood sugar levels, and hydrates your entire digestive system, which dramatically improves the absorption of all the nutrients your arteries desperately need. Plus, chia seeds are one of the absolute best plant-based sources of omega-3 fatty acids available, specifically ALA or alpha-linolenic acid. ALA has been scientifically shown to reduce arterial stiffness, naturally lower blood pressure, and decrease systemic inflammation throughout your entire body. That translates directly into steadier blood flow exactly where it counts most. Now, let me give you a real case study that you will definitely relate to. One of my long-term patients, Richard, age 64, was struggling with low energy, persistent brain fog, and significant performance issues that were affecting his marriage. He was not sleeping well at night, and he told me that his mornings were basically just a complete blur of exhaustion. He would grab a sugary muffin on his way out the door, drink multiple cups of coffee to stay awake, and then crash hard before lunch every single day. His wife was worried about him, and frankly, so was I when I saw his lab results. We completely transformed his morning routine with one simple but powerful change. Instead of sugar and excessive caffeine, he started making a bowl of steel-cut oats exactly 3 times per week, topping it with toasted almond flakes and properly soaked chia seeds. That was literally it. Nothing fancy, nothing complicated, nothing expensive. Within just 3 weeks, Richard told me something remarkable. He said, "Dr. Hart, my legs do not feel heavy and tired anymore when I walk upstairs, and I am actually waking up in the morning with a sense of purpose instead of dread." When I checked his follow-up lab work, his LDL cholesterol had dropped significantly, his blood pressure readings were much lower, and his testosterone levels were climbing naturally without any medications or supplements. No prescriptions, no injections, no risky procedures, just real, whole food working powerfully on his behalf. So here is exactly how you prepare this circulation-boosting breakfast correctly. Cook half a cup of steel-cut oats according to package directions. While that is gently simmering, toast exactly 1 tablespoon of almond flakes in a dry pan until they become golden brown. Then add 1 full tablespoon of chia seeds that you have soaked overnight in water or unsweetened almond milk. The entire process takes maybe 5 minutes of active preparation time in the morning. 5 minutes that can literally transform how your blood vessels function for the entire rest of the day. Let me be absolutely clear about something important. This is not just about improving stamina and performance in the bedroom, although that certainly happens. This is about dramatically improving blood flow to your legs, your brain, your heart, your entire circulatory system. Better blood flow means significantly better energy levels, improved physical movement, much better sleep quality, and an overall dramatically better quality of life. Now, if you have any gluten sensitivity issues, make sure your oats are certified gluten-free. Oats themselves naturally do not contain gluten, but they are often processed in facilities that also handle wheat products. For those watching their weight carefully, remember that almonds are quite calorie-dense, so 1 tablespoon is definitely plenty to get the benefits. If you are diabetic or pre-diabetic, the combination of fiber, healthy fats, and quality protein in this breakfast actually helps stabilize blood sugar levels and keeps you feeling full and steady all the way through lunch. No energy crashes, no mid-morning brain fog, no desperate searches for more caffeine. You might be wondering why I recommend oats over eggs or bacon or toast. The answer is simple but powerful. Oats, almonds, and chia seeds create what we call a synergistic effect when combined together. They work as a team to repair damaged arteries, reduce harmful inflammation, and give your entire circulatory system the comprehensive reboot it desperately needs. Toast gives you nothing but empty carbohydrates that spike blood sugar. Eggs are fine nutritionally, but they do not contain the fiber your arteries need for cleaning. Bacon brings excessive salt and saturated fat, but none of the specific vascular benefits you are looking for right now. This bowl of properly prepared oats is much more than just breakfast. It is medicine disguised as food. Food number 3, green tea. Let us talk about the third circulation enhancer, and this one might surprise you because technically it is not a solid food at all. It is a beverage, but it is one of the most powerful circulation tools I recommend to my patients. And when used consistently and correctly, it can create rapid, measurable results that will amaze you. I am talking specifically about green tea. Not just any green tea, but high-quality, loose-leaf green tea brewed exactly the right way. Not bottled green tea loaded with sugar and preservatives, and definitely not the kind that has been sitting on a store shelf for months, losing its potency. What makes green tea so incredibly effective for circulation is a powerful compound called EGCG, which stands for epigallocatechin gallate. This natural catechin activates a key biological pathway in your body that dramatically boosts nitric oxide production. Remember, that is the same crucial molecule we have been discussing that opens up blood vessels and enhances blood flow to all the areas you care about most. Here is the fascinating science behind how this actually works in your body. EGCG triggers something called the PI3K ACT signaling pathway, which ramps up production of an enzyme called endothelial nitric oxide synthase, or eNOS for short. That enzyme is what actually tells your arteries to relax and expand, allowing significantly more blood to reach your pelvic floor, your legs, and even your brain. That is exactly why so many of my patients who drink green tea consistently report warmer hands and feet throughout the day, dramatically improved endurance during physical activity, and yes, much stronger, more dependable performance in intimate tea situations. This is not theory or wishful thinking. This is based on direct patient feedback and solid clinical data that I see every day in my practice. Let me tell you about Marcus, one of my longtime patients who experienced an incredible transformation. He is 70 years old, a retired architect, still mentally sharp as a tack, but he came to me feeling sluggish, both mentally and physically. His exact words to me were, "Dr. Hart, I feel like I am slowing down in every way, and I absolutely hate it." He had tried multivitamins, expensive protein powders, even caffeine pills, but nothing was working to restore his energy and vitality. When I looked at his comprehensive lab work and carefully examined his daily lifestyle patterns, I discovered that his afternoon routine was actually hurting him significantly. He was drinking multiple sodas, eating processed snacks, and getting virtually no proper hydration throughout the day. I told him to replace his afternoon soda habit with just one simple thing: 1 cup of hot green tea, either mid-morning or right after lunch. That was literally it. No pills, no complicated protocols, no expensive supplements, just real, properly brewed tea twice per day. Within just 3 weeks, Marcus reported that he was walking much longer distances without feeling winded, sleeping significantly deeper through the night, and in his words, not mine, feeling much more alive downstairs. We ran a specialized duplex ultrasound to check his cavernosal blood flow, and the results were remarkable. He showed a 15% improvement in peak systolic velocity. That is the actual measurable speed that blood was entering his lower arteries. For a man in his 70s, that represents a huge improvement, and he achieved it without a single prescription medication. Here is exactly what I tell every patient about brewing green tea correctly. Do not boil it to death and destroy all the beneficial compounds. Use water that is heated to around 175 to 180 degrees Fahrenheit. Boiling water completely destroys the delicate catechins you are trying to absorb. Steep it for exactly 3 minutes, no more and no less. Use loose leaf tea whenever possible, about 2 grams per cup. Always go completely unsweetened. If you want to supercharge the circulation effect even more, add a fresh squeeze of lemon juice to your tea. The vitamin C in lemon enhances catechin absorption by nearly 300%. That means significantly more nitric oxide production, much more relaxed blood vessels, and dramatically better flow exactly when you need it most. Now, I know some men worry about the caffeine content in green tea. Yes, green tea does contain some caffeine, but it is far less than coffee, and it works completely differently in your body. The presence of L-theanine in green tea helps keep the stimulation smooth and steady throughout the day. No jitters, no anxiety, no afternoon crash. It actually enhances mental focus and clarity while keeping your entire nervous system calm and balanced. That is why monks have used green tea for literally centuries to support deep meditation and mental clarity. You are not just improving circulation when you drink green tea regularly. You are also upgrading your mental performance and cognitive function at the same time. A few important safety notes that you need to know. If you are currently taking blood pressure medications or ED medications like sildenafil, make sure to space your green tea consumption out by at least 2 hours. Green tea catechins can interact with certain liver enzymes, so giving your body adequate time to process everything keeps your system running smoothly. Also, if you are taking statin medications or have any existing liver issues, stick to under 4 cups per day. More is definitely not always better when it comes to green tea. You want to nourish and support your system, not overload it. Food number 4, blueberries. Now let us discuss the 4th and final circulation powerhouse. And this one is small, sweet, and probably sitting right there in your refrigerator or freezer right now. I am talking about blueberries. But do not let their tiny size fool you for 1 second. These small dark blue fruits are some of the most potent circulation boosters that nature has ever produced. 1 handful of fresh or frozen blueberries in the morning can set off a powerful chain reaction inside your entire circulatory system, expanding your blood vessels, reducing harmful inflammation, and dramatically increasing oxygen delivery to the muscles and tissues that matter most for performance and vitality. Let me get straight to the science that makes blueberries so incredibly powerful. Blueberries are rich in anthocyanins, which are plant compounds that act like tiny repair agents for your arteries. These anthocyanins activate nitric oxide production, the same crucial molecule your body uses to relax blood vessels and send blood exactly where it is needed most. But here is the really important part that most people never understand. Anthocyanins do not just increase nitric oxide production. They also protect nitric oxide from being destroyed by oxidative stress before it can do its job effectively. That means significantly more nitric oxide actually gets to your groin area, your legs, your heart, exactly where it belongs and where you need it most. Here is a patient story I will never forget because the results were so dramatic. One of my patients, Carl, 72 years old, a former firefighter and tough guy through and through, came to me with persistent fatigue and seriously diminished confidence. He had been relying on ED medications for several years and honestly believed that was just the way things had to be for the rest of his life. I asked him one very simple yet revealing question. Carl, when was the last time you ate real fresh fruit for breakfast? He actually laughed out loud and said, "What do you mean, like a banana, maybe 10 years ago?" We made one small but powerful change to his routine. He added exactly 1 cup of frozen blueberries to a bowl of plain Greek yogurt 3 mornings per week. That was literally it. No pills, no expensive powders, no complicated meal plans, just real fruit. Fast forward exactly 2 months. Carl's blood pressure had dropped by 7 full points. His fasting glucose levels had improved significantly, and his wife, yes, his wife, called my office to personally thank me. Why did she call? Because mornings had gotten dramatically better in their household. His energy levels, his responsiveness, his overall attitude and outlook, everything had started shifting in a positive direction. That is exactly what real food can accomplish when you give it a specific job to do, and blueberries get to work remarkably fast in your system. Clinical studies show that within just 2 hours of eating 1 cup of blueberries, arterial function improves measurably throughout your entire body. We are talking about up to a 2% increase in something called flow-mediated dilation, which basically means your blood vessels are opening wider, faster, and much more efficiently than before. That 2% might sound small and insignificant, but let me tell you something important. In vascular science and circulation research, it represents a very big deal. A 2% increase in artery flexibility can translate directly into real-world benefits, like significantly better stamina, much stronger performance, and quicker recovery after any kind of physical activity. You now possess knowledge about 4 powerhouse foods that can jumpstart circulation, increase nitric oxide, and restore energy and confidence too. Oh, your mornings. Black beans, steel-cut oats with chia seeds and almonds, green tea, and blueberries each provide meaningful benefits individually, but together they create a complete circulation support system built from real food. However, knowledge alone changes nothing. Action creates transformation. I have observed men delay implementing correct advice for months while remaining stuck, and others who made one small change the following morning and felt momentum return immediately. Your challenge begins tomorrow morning, not next week, not after your next medical appointment, but tomorrow. The first hour after waking represents the most crucial window for daily circulation because blood vessels are more sensitive, hormones are recalibrating, muscles are ready to absorb nutrients, and your body decides how it will perform physically, mentally, emotionally, and intimately. Choose one of the 4 foods we discussed tomorrow morning. Perhaps half a cup of black beans stirred into eggs, oatmeal with chia and almonds, green tea with lemon, or blueberries over yogurt. Begin simply and maintain consistency. The key timing factor is eating within 60 minutes of waking, when circulation is most responsive and nitric oxide levels need the greatest boost. Your body responds to patterns, not perfection. One excellent breakfast will not solve everything, nor will one missed day ruin everything. What you practice most often rewires your system and teaches your body how to perform, circulate, and heal. Most men do not fail due to laziness. They fail due to impatience. They attempt something for 1 week, do not feel superhuman, and abandon the effort. Avoid this trap. You did not lose strength overnight, and you will not regain it overnight either. However, maintain consistency for 3 to 4 weeks, and I have witnessed lives transform, medications reduced, intimacy restored, energy reborn, not through magic, but through food used strategically with intention. This approach addresses more than physical performance. It concerns identity. It demonstrates to yourself and those who love you that you remain committed to feeling strong, connected, present, and proud. This next chapter of your life deserves the best version of you, and your body stands ready. It has simply been awaiting your signal. Age is not your enemy. Neglect is. With proper tools, nutrition, and mindset, tremendous strength remains within you, waiting to emerge. You are not merely improving breakfast, you are rewriting your story. I am Dr. Evelyn Hart, reminding you that with consistency, curiosity, and continued action, your transformation begins now.